Okay, so here I'm working on I finished my driven key relationship here. As you can see on the side, hold on, let me re-click this, spline offset. I can set that to 1, it'll move to the far side, set that to 0, it moves back. Move one of these, let's say we move that up, and then I click on the globe control. Oh, I think I need to have a set key over here. But anyways, it'll move along that axis whenever it's complete. So, there you go. Okay, I figured out the issue. I just need to click on this, middle mouse click, it'll move along that spline. There we go. Alright. Okay, on this tutorial I worked on the aim constraint, and I connected that to the joints over here to basically let the head turn like you're looking at something. Basically, you had to create a control point up here to emphasize the top of the head, bottom, that controls everything. And yeah. Alright, for this tutorial I worked on the rotation order and changed it to X, Y, Z, here to Y, Z, X to control how it moves during an animation. So that way you won't have a weird, this weird effect he showed during it, where like the sword swung around like this instead of just going straight down like it should have. And using a different rotation order allows you to underswipe that and to make sure something like that doesn't happen and make a clunky animation. Alright, for this tutorial I learned how to use the lattice deformer. Basically, I can press FN, hold on, it's weird on my keyboard, hold on FN and F8, you go to component selection, you'll be able to select these vertices and move them however I want, and it'll move the object and deform them. I can go back. In order to get here, I went to the form and created a lattice. You had to select the whole object though, or else it wouldn't work. And yeah. Okay, for this one I had a bit of trouble. I'm still having a little bit of trouble, but I get the basic idea of what it is. So here I'm trying to use a smooth the skin basically, and the geometry that's created around the bones, they're right here and here. I want to basically make sure that the geometry always stays on top of the bones. So, but for some reason, I succeeded in that, but for some reason it won't use the rotate tool. I just don't know if that's because it's locked down or something. Oh wait, oh, never mind. Okay. Alright, well that's good. Alright. I guess it's just not that joint. Alright, and that's basically what smooth binding is. Basically just making sure that that geometry doesn't stretch or anything weird like that and get some weird, you know, back faces and other stuff. So in this tutorial I learned how to paint onto the object, and to in order to create more of control over the joints and what they control over. So when this is in black and white mode, you can see this blurred edge on the edge. If you paint over it, you gotta make sure that your brush size is very small. Yeah, when you brush over it, this joint will control, if you want it to, it can control down here, which you probably don't want it to do. You can click on this joint and it'll start painting right here, and it'll have more control when you click on it later on. Okay, for this tutorial I found out how to mirror the weights on the hands in order so that these fingers over here could bend. So I can, if in order to reenact this, I can click on this, go to skin, mirror skin weights, and then choose, if I was switching from the left side, which you can tell by the X, where the X is, going to the left side to the right side, I can click off positive and negative, and set all the settings here, mirror, and you end up with this result. For this tutorial, I learned how to use the blend shape deformer. So for this one, I was able to duplicate this face and create a frown and a smiley face. I was also able to add an input, and that shows the smile and the frown. As you can see, these two faces share the same expression, while this one can be used another time. For this tutorial, I learned how to use the input order. In order to get to this screen, I was able to go to inputs, all inputs, all inputs, go here. I'm able to put the blend shape, hold on, I think it's logged down right now, but basically the idea is that I can put the blend shape under that skin cluster, and it'll allow the mouth to move, because right now it's not moving at all. All it's doing is this little deformation right here on the bottom. I might come back and try to show this working. I might not. Hold on. Give me a minute. Okay, now I figured it out. Okay. All is well. Okay, so inputs, all inputs, and click on here. I middle click and drag, and it gets placed there. Close it. Now it's working. Awesome. Sweet.